Hello and welcome, everybody. My name is Dottie Berry, aka Coach B, and I'm CEO of Training to Transform Global Enterprises. I'm a coach, speaker, trainer. Tell you what, been doing this for a long time, serial entrepreneur. So I'm just happy to be involved with Lead Lightning and Power Lead System to be able to bring you some training tonight. And what we're going to be doing is looking at email autoresponder series because, you know, you have to, at some point, start having your own custom autoresponders. I mean, Power Lead System does a great job of giving you a done-for-you system. And if you're in Lead Lightning, you can tap into that. That's the great thing. You can come in, you can just grab your 2 links, and it's like you're good to go. But what happens when you start really creating custom things and you need to talk about some specific things to people that are opting into your list? That's when it changes a little bit. And I'm also going to show you tonight how you can create your own custom domain email, attached to a custom domain that you have inside the system, and how you can forward that over to your own email, wherever you want that to go. So let's go ahead and get started. First of all, welcome to anybody who is watching who's not in Lead Lightning or Power Lead System. Just a quick sort of feedback on the distinction between those two, if you don't know, is Lead Lightning is $7 one time only. And if you have that, you can offer it to other people for $7, and you're going to make $6 every time they purchase the $7 program. Now, you can also upgrade, and you can not only have a more complex system and a system that does a lot more for you. You know, I don't want to say it's complex and you know, it's just difficult, but it offers more flexibility, more customizing, and so forth. So if you have Power Lead System, you are going to be upgraded from Lead Lightning. And when you do that and you upgrade to the Gold, where you also not only have the custom system, but you're in the affiliate program, then you can offer that system and you can create additional income. So, you know, it's sort of like driving a car, and they say, well, gosh, if you get this certain program with a car, and you buy our car, and you drive our car, and somebody buys through your car link, you're going to make a commission on selling that car. Well, I mean, would that be a bad thing? Of course not. That's awesome. What a great opportunity. So we're not doing the car deal tonight, but we are doing a great vehicle. And that vehicle is Lead Lightning and Power Lead System. So I'm going to kind of just get right down to it in our training tonight, and go over here and do a little screen share. Okay. It's going to go into infinity there for a minute until I get over here. Okay. So I'm over here inside the Power Lead System. Okay. Let me just go back to where you usually come when you log in. Gone over this many different times, but if you're in Lead Lightning, just click the easy button. You know, I mean, it doesn't get any easier, and just follow the directions. We've done plenty of trainings on that. Each week I try to do something, you know, one time for the newbies who are in Lead Lightning, and then a little bit more in depth for other people who've been around in Power Lead System. And if you already know how to do this, maybe you'll learn something new. I don't know. But, you know, this is for everybody in our community to be able to come in and really get some special training. And if you are watching this, you know, whether it's live or recorded later, just put in the chat box down there whether or not you have created any custom autoresponder series at this point. And we're going to keep it kind of basic on you know, the actual creation of those, because we can get quite complicated and put it in with share codes, but I'm going to try to keep it pretty basic. So first of all, let's go here and say if you wanted to email forwarding, okay? Because I'm not sure people know about how useful this can be. And I'm going to show you a couple different things because you're going to see what happens. So let's say that I went there and I chose a domain. Okay, let's say that what I chose was my domain that says right here, Training to Transform Okay. Let's say that I choose that one and then I go submit. I want you to notice what happens. It says, create an email address for your own domain. It says this feature is only available for domains purchased through our domain system. All right. So here's what I want you to understand. Training2transform.com is a domain that I've had for a very long time, and I actually transferred it over to PowerLead System to use. And you can do that. You know, you can actually transfer domains in. Now, I've learned since then that I would prefer to buy ones inside of PowerLead System, because that's actually one that I would like to have outside the system, and now I have it inside the system. So, you know, lesson learned there. So, you know, it's about the same price, honestly. You know, can you pick up a cheap domain somewhere? Yes, you can. But, you know, it's so easy to go ahead and get you a custom domain. So what if you clicked on one and you forgot? Oh my goodness, I forgot that I didn't have that one there. Well, you can go back over here, email. So you just come down from websites and, oops, excuse me, down from email there, come over to email forwarding, and let's choose a different one. Okay, so let's say that I just went down here. I think I've got this one right here. Okay, let me just say, I believe that one was, we'll find out. I'm trying to remember. Yeah, okay. So this one I did buy here. It's called worldclassleadershiptrainers.com. And when I'm doing some JV stuff and all like that, you know, that's the one I use, because I'm like out there approaching people who are trainers and coaches, and I might want to offer them a program that I'm doing and let them be an affiliate for it. Or joint venture means that I would want to joint venture with their list that they already have. So let's say I wanted to do this, and I went Coach B at worldclassleadershiptrainers.com, forwarding over to Coach Dottie Berry at me.com. Oops, I got to spell that right. All right. So there you go. And all I have to do then, you know, it's going to tell you, enter a name in the username column. Well, I did that, Coach B. All right. Your new email address will be whatever you enter plus your domain name. So my new email address, if I wanted to use it, could be Coach B at worldclassleadershiptrainers.com. And then it's going to forward over to me at an email. Because see, anytime you have, you know, custom domains like this, unless you have it set up in a system where it's different, lots of times you're just going to do a forwarding. Okay. So that's what I'm going to do. And I just kind of click there. All right. So it says it's updated successfully. So now I have that. All right. So I could do a test, you know, and all like that, and send it over. And when I do that, it's just going to come over to me in my email. So then I'll know, and anything you do, test it, you know. So later I'll go over there and check and make sure that it forwarded where I said, because sometimes, you know, you might be in there and you don't realize that you've typed in something wrong. Yep. If you type it in wrong, it's sort of like going to the bank and trying to go to the outside teller, and you put in a code, but you miss one digit. Well, guess what? It's not giving you any money. So if I were to have typed in Coach C, you know, instead of Coach B, and put Coach Dottie Berry and spelled my name wrong, for Pete's sake, you know, then it wouldn't end up where I wanted it to go. And I would have one that said Coach C at the domain name, and it wouldn't be even reaching me because I had put in the wrong domain. So you have to make sure you do that. But that's a little known thing that I'm not sure that people use enough, because, you know, out there, I say, you know, Gmail's great, but Gmail, you know, it often looks like you're not really professional, you know. It's going to reach you if you forward it over to your Gmail. But when you have an email that's connected right to a custom domain, it says professional. And so that's what you want. You want to look as professional as possible. And this is just a small, tiny thing you can do to create that branding and that imagery for yourself. So just a little tip right there. I always like to give you a few gold nuggets that you can easily implement. Now, if you are Lead Lightning, you're not going to be able to use that. I said over in the Facebook group that I was going to give you some reasons to consider upgrading. Because see, Lead Lightning's great. There is no doubt about it. There is not a better deal on the planet than $7 one time. You get your contact management system, you get a couple of links, you can run traffic, you can make money with that $6 every time somebody buys a $7 program. But it is limited, you know, when you start really diving into marketing and also customizing. It's just, I said this many times, this is a vehicle, and it's like any other vehicle. If you go to buy a vehicle and you want, you know, the super duper speakers and you know, electric seats and electric warmer on your seat, you're going to pay extra for it. They're not going to say, well, that's so great that you want it. Let us give it to you for free. No, it doesn't work that way. So that's just a little tip. But let's go ahead and look at right here about emails. When you go over to here to emails, it's going to say send campaigns, add campaigns, view and edit, delete campaigns. We already went over email forwarding. Those are your stats, spams policy. But we're just going to kind of go through right here where we're going to add a campaign. All right. So if I click, this is how you do the custom. Again, if you are not upgraded from Lead Lightning, you're going to have to do that because all of this requires that you be in Power Lead System and have a custom domain. You don't have to have but one. Now, if you saw a minute ago, I have lots of them, but I've said this before, I'll say it again. If I was advising somebody on just one domain to get, I would have you get something like I got with coachb.com, with barrytuck.com. Barry, we're missing you, by the way. He's not in Japan right now. He's actually in Washington, but he's in class at night. So we do miss you, Barry. So anyway, you know, whatever that is, and the reason we say that is a lot of people want to put their name, you know, success with Coach B. Right there is the custom domain. And I'll tell you what happens lots of times. Facebook blocks those because they start looking at people scamming and doing kind of things like that with them. But the way you could have success with coachb.com would be to just get your custom domain like I did with Coach B and then create a subdomain. Now the sub, we've gone over this a lot, not going to spend too much time on it, but when you have the http:// and the www the custom domain.com, if you remove the www, that allows you in our system to create your subdomains. So you can create an unlimited number of subdomains off just one custom domain. So don't think that you have to buy a whole lot of them. I just happen to have a lot of different ones just because of different purposes of customizing. But on that, it really allows you. Imagine you could put leadlightning.withcoachb.com or, you know, powerleadsystem.withcoachb.com. You could do that same kind of thing. So let's just go to add campaigns right here. Let's just say that we'll call it test on February, let's see, today is the 16th, 2006. I'll just call it that. Okay, that's the name of the campaign. Test on. Okay, now it's going to say, let me choose a campaign to copy. All right, or no, I would like to create my own. So let's say I go and think, wow, I think I'll just copy one right now, because you might be thinking, I thought you said we were going to do something custom. Well, we are, and there's different ways of customizing, okay? You can customize by copying something, for instance, that the Power Lead System, Lead Lightning, has already put together, and copy it, and that allows you to edit it. And then it does become customized for you, because you can take out parts and add parts. So you're not starting from scratch. And sometimes that can be a good way, because you can just sort of go through there and model each of the emails that's in there. So let's just go down here. As you're going to see, I've got a lot of different ones. So let's just see what we've got here. Okay, here's a Lead Lightning one, okay? Now there's one that I did. Now, how did I do that? That's actually one where I copied the done for you lead lightning emails, and I customize it. Okay, I customize it so that I would have what I wanted in there. I did a couple of different ones. Okay, you see those two ones right there. Now, you'll see that the lead lightning, all right, you've got some different ones here. I did several customizations. You see that? All of those that say by me, that's where I copied it and then customized it. Now, right here, this is lead lightning opt-ins for the lead lightning and primary by Power Lead system, okay? This is lead lightning only. Now, what does that mean? Well, let me pause just 1 second so that I can be really, really clear about this, okay? I want you to notice, though, it says lead lightning and primary and lead lightning only, okay? Power Lead system did that. All right, let's go over here. I'm going to go back to getting started. I'm going to go over here to click the easy button. And here's where it's different. This is when you're promoting lead lightning only. This is referral link B is when you're promoting your primary business, okay, and lead lightning. And you can use that link if you put in your primary business link right there, and then it just folds it all into it. But this is promoting only lead lightning. This is promoting lead lightning and your primary business. So you put the primary business in there, boom, you got it. And then you just use those two links. They're already set up for you. The autoresponders already in there. You don't have to do a thing. But let's say you go over here again to the email and you want to add a campaign. Okay, we've already got one, so I'm going to have to go view. Let me see if I can view and edit this. I called it test. See if we can find it down here. Test, test, test. There we go. Okay, it's got nothing in there right now. Okay, so I didn't have anything in there. Create a new campaign, add a new email to this campaign, test the campaign, rename it, merge it, click here to delete the entire campaign. So let's just kind of see that you can choose a different design or anything like that. So let's go back to where we could have, just chosen to copy a campaign and put it in there so that you get it right from the beginning, okay? So I'm going to go back over here. I'm going to put add campaign, and I'm going to put test for, I'm going to call it February. I'm going to spell it out. February, got to spell it right, 2016. Okay, I'm going to create that campaign, and I'm going to put, yes, let me choose a campaign to copy, all right? So we're going to go back down here again, and just keep in mind that I shared with you when we were looking down here at lead lightning, we can now go ahead and copy one of these, okay? So let's say that I said, well, I want to copy the one that's got all the emails in it that introduces lead lightning and my primary. So I'm going to do that, okay? Now, right there, look at them. It's got 17 of them that it's going to copy for me. When you use that in the automated one that comes with lead lightning, you can't copy and change anything about it because you're not upgraded. But if you have upgraded and you have the system that's customizable with Power Lead system, then you can copy something and edit. So watch what's going to happen. I'm going to put add this campaign to it, okay? So I'm going to click right there. Now, you see what happened? Right here, now I can edit it. Otherwise, I would not be able to edit it. So this is the value if you're brand new and you've just upgraded and you're not sure how to write copy. You know, let's face it, Power Lead system, Lead Lightning, they've already written some good copy. But you might want to go in here and change it. You might want to change it on the days that are set, although I would say that this is a good way to do it. You know, just hit them with an email every day. So if I go to view and edit here, all right, also, let me just point this out. You can click here to choose a different design, all right? So right here, this is about no HTML tags. I'm not going to get in a lot of things about that. And this is just using this plain HTML that we just copied. But what if I wanted to go down through here and I wanted to use one of these templates? Well, I could do that now. I just kind of look through them, decide. This is one that I use a lot because I say results, that's what we're all about, okay? So if I go over here and use that, then that will be actually the template that the email is sent out in. So then I can go and click submit, okay? So you can see right there, when I do my testing, that's how it will come to me. So let's just look at this here, view and edit, all right? So I go in here and I view this, and it tells me what the subject line is. And it says, why you need Lead Lightning, okay? And it's going to call them by their first name. It's going to say, I'm so excited about Lead Lightning. Seriously, the system will show you how to make the first commission online in the next 15 minutes. And it will. If you send your link out and you get it out on the internet, you absolutely can do that. Use it to create buyer leads, build your list, absolutely all that. Where else are you going to find a system worth over $97 a month for only $7? Very true. So this automatically leads to you, okay? And as they say, it's perfect for any level, beginner or pro. I mean, you know, even though you're a pro, you might want to just grab those Lead Lightning, good to go, and get on with it. And then create your customizing. Because if you come in and you spend the first month customizing funnels and all like that, you lose precious time. So while you're learning, why don't you work on earning? So I call it earn while you learn. Yeah. So whether you're a pro and just got into Lead Lightning, you recognize the value of this, get that link out there. And if you're a newbie, get that link out there in your first 15 minutes and start making some income. And people who are making nothing aren't doing anything. A funnel's just a funnel unless you share the link somewhere and drive traffic to it. It doesn't manufacture anything on its own. There's a reason it's called a funnel. You got to put something through it, and that's called traffic. So anyway, this will give your first and last name and your phone, all right? Now, if you wanted to put that email in there, you know, let me just show you. You can go up here. You can place a variable, all right? That's participant first name. You can put anything in here, your city, your state. Okay, my email. All right, you see how it put my email in there? Now, the email it's going to use in there, all right, is the one that you have set up for your overall Power Lead system, okay? So let's say I didn't want it just to, let's say I didn't want it just to pull that one. Let's say that I wanted to use that Coach B one that I set up. So I might put world-class leadership trainers. See, if I wanted to use that one, I could. Because you might have in here, in the one that automatically pulls, you might be using a Gmail. And if you don't want the Gmail to show and you want to look really professional, then you can use one by easily having created it as I showed you at the beginning. So I go back up here, and you might say, well, rather than see you there, say, let's create success together. You know, that communicates something like, hey, I'm here to help you. So you could just change one thing, all right? Go back up here and save the changes. And let's just go back and let's make sure that it's there. All right, let's just check it because things can happen. All right. All right, you see that it's there? Let's create success together. And there's the custom email right there. And that didn't take much. Now, if you had to think and write all this, it would have taken you a lot longer. I'm showing you the quickest way to create custom autoresponder series, okay? And that's what I wanted to show you tonight, how quickly you can do something simple by copying what's already there and making it your own. Now you can go to the next one. You can go like this. yesterday you requested to know more about the Lead Lightning system, and I just wanted to check back in to see if you had a chance to review it yet. So, you're just trying and working to stay engaged. And it tells them any lead who buys, you make an entire $6. Okay, now think about it. You spend $7 one time, and I don't care if you sell this 200 times in the next month, 200 times $6 for a Lead Lightning is what? $1,200, right? Is that right? Yeah. So, you're going to be able to just, really create some income and learn about internet marketing. Now, you might say, well, gosh, I don't know if I could sell 200. Well, maybe you can't. But what if you could even, let's say you just needed an extra $100 a month, okay? If you could just sell 16 of those Lead Lightnings, you can make $100 next month, okay? So you just need to put it in bite-sized bits as to what you can do. Now, let's say you had something that you wanted to share with them. This series right here is not yet sharing with them about your business, not this early in it. But let's say you were going to use this for your network marketing team, okay? And you wanted all of them to start using Lead Lightning. You might go right here, and that's just kind of popping up a little bit. You might go right here and put, oops, kind of spinning up there. Hang on a second. You might go right here and put, join me on the Hangout Wednesday night for my training on health and fitness for our company. And you might put, this will be an opportunity meeting, so bring your friends. Okay? Now, what you could do is wherever you're doing that, you could put the link in here, okay? So let's just go back up here. And let's say we wanted a trackable link inside of it. So let's just use what we use to get to see these Hangouts, Coach B, Gold Nuggets. And let's say that right down here where this will be an opportunity meeting, so join your friends. But if I say join us on the Hangout, let me just go up here and copy that. All right, I'm going to copy that. And I'm going to go back up here. Okay, and I'm going to replace it where it says click here for Google. I'm going to use that, and I'm going to click add. All right. Now, I'm going to go down here. Now you're going to see all this looks like gibberish in there. That's okay. That is inserting a trackable link, okay? It's going to read in the email still, join us on the Hangout Wednesday night for my training on health and fitness for our company. And then the next sentence is, this will be an opportunity meeting, so bring your friends, okay? But that means that if that were the actual link, that it would be a hyperlink, what's called a hyperlink, and then it's also trackable, okay? That means you can go back to your stats inside the system here, and you can look to see how many people clicked on it. So now, you're not going to be able to do anything until you go up here and save the changes. If you don't save the changes, it won't work, okay? So you can save the changes. So I'm just trying to show you a few things that you can do inside of these emails when all you've done is you've made sure that you're upgraded to Power Lead system, okay, from Lead Lightning. You've gone in there and you have copied an autoresponder series that's already available to you and got some good content and layout. And then you go over here and you can also, add a new email in this campaign. So let's say you wanted to add one to this campaign. You can click right there and it might say special training for your friends. Okay, and I'd add that email. All right. So you can see right there that that is in there, special training for your friends. So let's say I wanted to send it on that same day. I could do that. And now that I've got that in there, I might, you know, I want to copy that, or I'll show you how you go in here and do it, because right now it doesn't have that so that it calls them by name. So you go in here, and this is just says add text here. Let's get rid of it. And this is one where we got to actually write it. So we're going to choose a variable, and it's going to say recipient first name. Okay. So you see how that's the same thing we were seeing in the other ones that we just copied. So I'm going to say it'd be like, if the person's name's Sally, it's going to say Sally, how about joining me for this special training and bring your friends? Let's create a health and fitness party and get your business rocking. Might go, you know, like that. Okay. So, or you could put rockin' exclamation point. Anyway, that's how you can do. And then you might have to give them the link. Oops, let me go down here. There we go. Here's the link. And I might just go right here and do some of these little things. Or sometimes they put the link here. We can make it a trackable one. Or let's say you could even go in here and you could use any of the companies or anything like that that you promote. There's all kind of things you can put right here, a page that you've already created in there. Okay, place a trackable link to a web page on our system in your email, and then you can put whatever you want here and add it, or add it into the body, just like I did this a minute ago. Or you might just have, you get that cursor right. Let's say I was just going to write it in there, and I put world class leadership trainers, and then I might want to do one of these, click on that link to join us. Okay, so then I would go over here and I would just save changes. Now let's see if I wanted to bold it. I might say like this. I could use it for my keyboard, or I could go up here. Okay, so if I go up here, I just used a keyboard. Like with mine on a Mac, it's Command B. But let's say I went up here. Okay, so let's say I wanted to put a picture in there. Well, I could go over here, I could browse the server, and I could either use one that I've already got in here. Okay, could easily do that, or I could go in here and I could upload a picture. So I would go over here and I would go, okay, let me see, what do I want to put in there? Okay, and I might go, I might say, okay, I'm going to just put that in. I'm going to upload it, and then it's going to highlight what I've just done. And I don't want it much more than about 500 wide, because it'll make it too wide. And that's going to be big anyway, you know. But let's just say I had in there, you know, and I put my picture, or for whatever you want to do. It doesn't have anything to do with this, but I'm just showing you how you put a picture in there. Okay, so let's go back up here. So now we've bolded something. We've got their name in there. We've got a link for them to go to, and we've got a picture. Okay, we can go up there and we can save this whole thing. And that was from having absolutely nothing in that email. We copied this whole series, but we added a new email by just going add a new email. And then we went in there and opened that up and actually put some content in there. So you can go through each of these, okay? Now, what if you want to test just one of them? Well, I could go, okay, let me just test this one, all right? And it says that it just sent it, it's on its way. You see how easy that is? And you always want to test what you're sending out there, okay? Just as a reminder, please test, test, test. So you're going to test what you send out there. Just trying to find some little nuggets to share with you. If you needed to rename the campaign, you could. If you needed to merge it into another campaign into this one, you could make an edible copy of one of these campaigns again. You could delete the entire thing, if you didn't want it. So there's just any number of things you can do. As you can see, you can change, you can change the days that this goes out on. I always tell people, just get in here and click around, don't be afraid. You're not going to break the system. This is here for you to use and earn while you learn. So if you just came in with Lead Lightning, or if you're already in Power Lead System, and you just came in and you're not a newbie, but you're new to Power Lead System, use your Lead Lightning link. That's the first thing you want to do, is get those out there so that you can have success. I'm going to come back over here and just give you some tidbits now. Excuse me. Okay. The reason I say whether you're, excuse me, a little bit of water here. Whether you are new to online marketing, or whether you're a savvy online marketer, but you're new to Power Lead System, you still got to decide, what is my approach going to be? You're still new, whether you're more advanced, or whether you're just got Lead Lightning. If you're just new to the system, get the Lead Lightning links and get those out there as fast as you can. Because here's my motto with everything. I mean, I train people on how to create their own courses, for online courses that they want to develop and all. I call them educator entrepreneurs. I mean, really, it's the way things are coming. And I love doing that and help them get their message out in the world, because you all have heard me on here many times say, you're mavens. You have a story to share and a skill to impart. Let's get your message out there in the world. So I have this philosophy that is win big and win fast. Yep, that's the way I look at it. When I coached basketball, I coached at the University of Kentucky. I didn't spend the majority of my time trying to figure out what the other team did. I was aware of what the other team did, but my emphasis was on what we did best and teaching my players how to do what I call read the defense. Now, why did I have that philosophy? And I've carried that philosophy over. I tell people, look, I don't coach women's basketball anymore. I ride a different vehicle. I was talking about vehicles. I ride the vehicle of coaching entrepreneurs and online marketers. So, when I'm training them, and when I was coaching basketball, I taught them how to read the defense. That's because when they got in a situation on the court, I wanted them to read the defense. In other words, I wanted them to learn to look at what the defense was doing and take an action. That way they could score quick and we could score big. All right. If they were having to come back over and say, hey, coach, what do I do now? They changed that plan. They changed their tactics that we practiced against. And I had spent all my time practicing against what the other team did. Then they would be lost. They wouldn't know what to do. So I think the same thing holds true here. You want to win big and win fast. And the way you do that is to get your Lead Lightning links out there as quickly as possible from day one. Whether you're new and you've never done online marketing at all, or whether you're savvy entrepreneur, have learned a lot, but you don't know the system yet. So you earn while you learn if you go and you put those Lead Lightning links out there. Now, if you're only in Lead Lightning and you haven't upgraded, you're going to have to keep putting those links out there. But if you are a savvy online marketer and you're just new to this system, then you're going to get the Lead Lightning links out there, be growing your team. And in the meantime, you're going to be in here going through the training. And we've done the last couple of hangout trainings on where to go for the system in that. But you're going to go through those videos for the first 7 days and just drill down and practice what it says and start putting your system together. You know, there's ways to have fun and go for a ride, even if you're building a car. Okay. Let's say you got a scooter. Let's say you got this car that doesn't have wheels or an engine, and you're just intentional about building a car. But you want to go down and get you a pop at the grocery store. Your car's not ready. That's true. But you got a scooter, you got a bike. Well, get your butt on it and get on down to the grocery store and buy you something. Don't sit there and moan and groan about, I don't have any food in the house. I can't go anywhere because my car doesn't run. No, you got to use what you've got in the moment, and then you got to build what you want for the future. I'm going to say that again. You got to use what you've got in the moment, and you got to build what you want for the future. So if you do those things, you're going to be successful in Power Lead System or Lead Lightning, whichever it is you stick with. So anyway, that's my training for tonight. I wanted to keep it pretty simple. So if you liked what you saw, just give me a comment down there. If you've got a question, I'll go in there and answer questions in a few minutes. I'm going to grab me a bite to eat real quick, but go ahead, ask questions. And if you like what you saw, go back over to our Facebook group and say, hey, get over there and watch about setting up some custom autoresponder series, because that's how easy it is. Just copy what's already there and alter them. So those are just some little gold nuggets and some tidbits. I hope you enjoyed it, and I will look forward to seeing you next week. And if you are a visitor tonight, thank you for being here. There's a lot of ways you could have spent your time, whether you're a visitor or whether you're already in Lead Lightning or Power Lead System. That you came and spent it with me is a real honor and a privilege. And I look forward to seeing you next week. This is Coach B coming to you from Blaine, Washington, right up near the Canadian border. Bye for now.